Hi everyone, welcome to another Notes On, and today we'll be talking about this book here, Diary of a Void by Emi Yagi. And before we go into the video per se, will be narrated by me. We'll have some nice B footage of the book itself, nice background. So yeah, just before we go into that, this video is brought to you by myself and my own book, ARIA, book 1 of the Scintillance Theory. This is the first book on a trilogy of sci-fi novellas that I'm writing at this moment. Book 2 will be coming in probably mid-2023. Book 3 will probably come out at the end of 2023. So if you like sci-fi, if you like time travel, if you like a short and sweet sci-fi story, grab ARIA and wait for the other two on the trilogy. So we have a nice story, a nice time travel kind of weird sci-fi story here. So ARIA, book 1 of the Scintillance Theory, links in the description. Enjoy the video. I don't know what came to me when I decided to pick this book up in my local bookstore and bring it home. It was one of those days where the act of buying something, the simple exchange of cash for product, is enough for a complete day out. Bringing a thing back to your house as if it was a successful hunt or a pride discovery. I look at that book much more as a piece in a collection of other paraphernalia than something I would read. I wanted to read it, obviously, as much as any other book I buy on impulse on a rainy Saturday afternoon in one of the nicest bookshops in the country. But I know that I bought that book to boost my own desire to write, to impersonate myself, to sit down and put words on a white screen. The book was there, staring at me, a void in a constellation of other books, and a vast array of other choices. That one specifically caught my attention. Was it the cover? Maybe the author's name? Maybe because it was so out of my own scope of reading material that I had to push myself not only to pick it up, to buy, but also now, apparently, to read it. No, I bought a book so I would feel like I could also put effort on my own projects and create something like this. Diary of a Void. Never would I have imagined that this title belonged to this book, nor the author, nor the content of this unassuming piece of writing. It is sometimes the less notable things, people, scents and feelings that catch you by surprise. Like eating kimchi for the first time. The thought of cabbage is not the most interesting, and adding incredibly hot adorning scents, smells and tastes into that fermented vegetable was somehow unappealing, until you do eat it, and there is nothing else that can take its place. You think about it, try different ones, different combinations, read about it, watch documentaries, shows, everything can be lifted if you add it to the mix. And now your palate has expanded, morphed and grown, sustained by delicious fermentation of flavors. That is how I feel reading this book. Emi Yagi writes like no one else. And I don't want to say that she's better or more complete or even more versed than any other author. What I mean, and what I mostly feel, was such a fresh reading for me, is that she's that, herself, unique, like anyone else, because she does not try to. And so is Shibata, a person of the modern world, stressed, tired, sad at times, happy to be herself, urging to exist in an environment where being a man is simply less annoying. I don't claim to understand, but I try my best to support and to sympathize with what women must go through. Shibata has to clean coffee mugs. She has to deliver the correspondence. She has to deal with any kitchen-related scenario. She is expected to do all that as part of her own existence. Why can none of the men do it? Why is she a servant where she should be like any other colleague? Why not change that? It goes from slice of life to surrealism and back to routine life throughout the story of a woman who decided to step up, and if she can write the whole thing, at least she can add her own handwriting into this chapter of her life. Her transition through the almost 9 months of pregnancy, from being a lonely person to being a lonely person, now with a baby on her belly she needs to take care of, is the most magical interpretation of an inconsequential life. The planning, the preparation, the adaptation more than anything, of a person who inputs life into her own life by her own volition. This is a story of both uniqueness and triviality, of massive change and the realization that it is even the smallest actions that can determine the biggest mutations. Emi Yagi writes it in such a prosaic way, in such a common language, that it feels like I am chatting with her, and at the same time there's such reflection and a simple joy in description that I don't see regularly. The Japan we don't see in the West, of offices and commutes, of late night loneliness and unquestioned feelings, is brought to life masterfully. Tales of TV binging, ice cream eating, factory visiting, gossiping during pregnancy gymnastics are almost tactile, as a diary mostly is. Shibata's relationship with her colleagues, her friends, her family, and her baby are paintings so vivid and so crafted, but also so simple and comically relatable. I said a few times, I had a hard time starting a book properly. Books that took me a few tries and a couple of years to finish. An evening was enough for me to believe Shibata and her baby were as real as I was reading this book. Hi everyone, again thanks for watching this video. Check Emi Yagi, Diary of a Void. Check all my links in the description, and if you want to support the channel, if you want to support my projects, go to the Amazon links, buy the book, and share with your friends. Thank you very much.